In other news, the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy announcing the fuel price adjustments for this month. Well, if you drive a petrol car, you'll be in a tighter spot. Both grades of petrol will cost 59 cents more per litre from tonight. Those driving diesel vehicles, a sigh of relief. Prices coming down by between R1.52 and R1.57 a litre. Illuminating paraffin also down by 57 cents a litre. The CEO of the Road Freight Association, Gavin, he joins us now. Gavin, good evening to you. We've seen such big increases in the price of diesel. Does this thing bring things down to a sort of normal level, or are diesel prices still very high for your members?
Good evening, Stephen, and good evening to all your viewers. A normal level, I think we'd like to see them down at about R1 a litre, but we're not going to get there, are we? Just in context, this time last year, December 2021, which seems so far away, we were paying about R17.92, so call it R18 a litre. So we've still got some way to go. But R1.52 or R1.57, depending on the type of diesel that you're purchasing for your vehicles, is not to be laughed at. It's a nice decrease.
Is it going to have a big impact on you? I mean, there's so many goods moving around at the moment. Spend 2 minutes on a national highway and you're going to see a huge number of trucks. That shows you how busy things are, especially, of course, the N3. Is it going to have an impact?
Of course it's going to have an impact, especially on those transporters who literally buy the fuel at a forecourt, so they're not buying it in bulk and can get a little bit more of a discount. So if you've got a 1,000-litre tank on your truck, and that's not something unheard of, 2 500-litre tanks, so that you can travel a reasonable distance, that's already R1,500 that you're saving every time you put diesel into your truck. It's going to have an effect on logistics, on the cost of logistics. We're going to feel that definitely towards the end of December and going into the new year. So it is very, very, especially our pockets.
Government's been promising some kind of change to the fuel formula, well, for a long time. If I remember correctly, the Energy Ministry and the National Treasury were going to get together to work this out. Have you heard anything? Do you think there's actually going to be a change?
Well, Stephen, that's a very tough nut to crack, I suppose, because 3 of the pieces of the fuel price are really out of our hands. And the first one is the dollar price of oil, and that is really set by those around the world in terms of demand. So as the demand for oil grows, they will, whoever they are, the producers, wherever they are in the world, will ask more for a barrel of oil in dollar price. The second really is around our exchange rate of the rand, and as long as we hover around a 17 or 18 rand to a dollar, then a $90 barrel of oil is going to cost us a lot of money. If we could get that down to 1-to-1 rand to dollar, which of course won't happen, but you can just imagine the type of difference in fuel price that we'd have if our rand was far stronger. And then we've got a fair amount of taxes or levies on fuel. And I think that's where government is going to try and find some sort of relief. But remember, when we have a levy or a tax on fuel, it's based on the billions of litres that are sold. So then you can just put a 4 or 5 rand on a litre, whatever the case may be. If you now move that away from the billions of litres, how are we going to put that into practice to make sure that that effect doesn't hit the man in the street? And I think that's why government has been taking so much time to mull over how they're going to re-engineer that fuel price.
It keeps boiling down to the same thing, Gavin. I mean, there's really no relief until, I don't know, solar-powered, electric-powered cars and trucks start to really come on in a big way. And there's some movement there, maybe not for trucks just yet. I mean, this is going to be where we are. This situation will continue.
Well, Stephen, you're quite right. This is going to be with us for a while, this carbon energy source. Electric vehicles, there are some on the road, and I think yesterday or the day before, a large retailer in South Africa launched their first electric vehicles running between their distribution centers and their stores. But it's new technology. It is still not where we'd like it to be. And most importantly, the batteries are still very heavy. So we spend a lot of energy moving our energy source around, and a lot of research has to be done there. In terms of hydrogen and solar, I think we're getting there, but it's going to take a couple of years before we can bid farewell to the fossil fuels as we know them today.
Gavin Kelly, thank you very much indeed, Chief Executive Officer of the Road Freight Association.